Hello and welcome, everyone. Episode 21 of Boston 25 Sports in Depth, a special one. Tom Leyden, Butch Stearns with you. And Butch, we look back at our favorite features from 2019. Kind of tough to trim it down, I would say that, but we did our best.
So many great stories and tough to pick favorites, but let's try.
Yeah,
and I'll start with Lexi Pinto, the 15-year-old from Randolph that we introduced you to this summer. This beautiful, talented young woman out to inspire the world despite what she's going through. And her inspiration comes from her faith, her family, and her love of music.
So shine bright tonight. I sing, act, rap, songwrite. But then they listen, now they're locked up in the cell,
Oh, she's amazing. I love this little girl. She's not just my daughter, she's my best friend.
The relationship between Darlene Pinto and her daughter Lexi is amazing.
I was about 11 years old. I was just singing. My mother overheard me. That was a wrap. A week later, I was on community auditions. She just threw me on stage. I didn't know what. I was petrified.
But Darlene overcame her stage fright and learned to love performing.
I love singing, making people happy. It was just a feeling I can't even explain.
It's a feeling that's been passed on in the Pinto house. Music has always been there for the Pintos, even during the dark times.
There was times in the hospital where music definitely kept me going.
It was the summer of 2018, leading up to her 14th birthday. Lexi had pain in her knee.
I had a lot of pain in my knee.
They thought it was maybe a torn muscle, but the whole time it was a growth.
When I was walking, I would walk with a limp. In middle school, I was like walking kind of like a little bit like a duck.
And this is when we got to her 14th birthday.
And then when my birthday came, I remember that morning, I couldn't get out of bed.
They're telling me I'm gonna have to go to Dana.
And I remember the doctor coming in and she said, "We see something we don't like around your bones."
And I just knew from what they were saying, you're sending me to Dana-Farber. I lost both parents to this ugly disease. It's gotta be cancer.
Chondroblastic sarcoma, a bone cancer in Lexi's pelvis. This beautiful girl now scheduled to have her left leg amputated to save her life. Have you had the why me moments? Like, why me?
I started thinking of maybe things that I might have done that might have caused me to become sick. That's what my parents told me, everything happens for a reason, and I might be going through this so that, I might be going through this so that then later in life I can help others.
Lexi already helping others. Recently, she was a big part of this year's WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon.
Every single day is a blessing, honestly.
I have friends that reach out to me all the time telling me that she's actually their role model, so I just tell her that all the time.
At Fenway, several dreams come true for the Pintos.
Here to perform God Bless America, welcome back Lexi Pinto, joined by her mother, Darlene.
From the mountains to the prairies, God bless America, my home sweet home.
My mom always says, don't give up, don't start quitting, don't feel bad for yourself. The doctors can tell you there's nothing else we can do, but you honestly determine if there's really nothing else you can do.
Wow, unbelievable. So that was August. We need an update. How's Lexi doing?
She's doing well. She's taking a chemo pill that's experimental, but it's working in this regard. The tumor in her leg, it's not been amputated. She's still hoping it won't. It's not getting any smaller, but it's not getting any bigger either. So she's doing well.
Good cross-section for you, too, as well, because I know you've done a lot of work with Marissa's Mission over the years, and you were able to link up these two parties.
Yeah, Marissa's Mission from Braintree, which is named after Marissa Federico, who died of breast cancer in 2016. They give grants to families going through cancer. They saw our story. They said, would you please have her apply? I reached out to them, they applied. They gave them a significant grant that's helping them out, the most they give to anybody. And it's just really inspirational in Marissa's memory. Oh, and by the way, Tom, on December 4th, the BC Duke game at your alma mater.
Yes.
Lexi singing the national anthem before that game.
They pull out the big guns for the big games.
That's
Last
right.
time Duke was here, BC won. So hopefully Lexi can spur on another upset victory over the Blue Devils. Thanks. That was great. That was one. We have more. Up next, the story of a Metro West suburban mom who attacked a challenge she never thought she would head on and felt so fulfilled when it was over. She's doing it again. Our favorite marathon story next on our Year in Review.
Butch Stearns, Tom Leyden, welcome back to the Boston 25 Sports In-Depth Year in Review. This next story, Tom, literally, you ran in April.
Good pun there. Marcia Haigh is a 54-year-old mother of three, a nurse at 2 hospitals. This year, she was chosen to run for the Newton Wellesley Hospital team in the Boston Marathon. Her story is one of preparation, dedication, and ultimately fulfillment. We start our look back at her story, revisiting the decision she made to submit her application to run.
I was kind of haphazardly throwing it in there, never expecting to get chosen because I'm not a runner. I'm 54. I don't have deep pockets. I'm like, this is raising money for the cancer center. I'm a very unlikely candidate.
Well, guess what? Marcia was chosen.
First, I told my 3 boys because I figured I could still bail if I told them. I didn't tell anybody else. And at the end of the week, I was like, I am never going to get the opportunity to do this again.
But you heard her say it. Marcia is not, or was not, a runner.
You know, getting through 3 miles was actually treacherous. I really was like, I'm miserable at this. I can't do this. And then I stopped myself one day. I was like, this is like, you gotta turn this tape around in your head. And the first person I thought of was a really good friend of mine who was a nurse that died. She was like 48. She died of a rare ovarian cancer. She left 4 kids behind her, and she popped up into my head. And I thought about what she started having to do every day to try to get through because she wanted to live. And then every day, I would put on my shoes and I'd lace them up, and then someone would just pop into my head. It wouldn't be like I try to think about them, they'd just come into my head, and I started running for them. I think the biggest challenge is actually getting out the door every day to run, because there's a million other things I could do besides running.
So take me through what you're thinking about when you get to mile 2, mile 3, when it really starts to be physically daunting.
It's not something I pre-think about. It's who comes to mind as I'm going, and that's usually what carries me through.
That's the physical side of it, but the financial burden was weighing heavily on Marcia as well. If she doesn't raise $5,500, she's responsible for that sum herself. That's where the powerful team of friends stepped in, organizing fundraisers and doing whatever they could to help the cause. And now with Marathon Monday in sight, Marcia is beginning to visualize what race day will really be like.
Oh, I have a lot of friends camping out along the way. I'm looking forward to seeing them as I go. I'm going to enjoy it as I go, I hope.
Hope. That's a key word. As a nurse, Marcia brings hope to hundreds of patients each year. And these efforts will bring hope to many more who are fighting cancer. Meanwhile, the commitment to compete has been transformative in many ways.
This is one of the best things I've ever done. Oh, hands down. People have been so generous with their time and their energy and their thoughts, and then telling you their private stories that nobody knows about, and their struggles they've gone through with family that have died or family that, have been getting treatment. So it's just become this huge thing that's way bigger than me.
What a great story. How did she do?
She did well. She thanked us for running the story because Marcia feels that because it was on the air, she did reach her goal. She actually raised $6,500, so she beat the goal by $1,000, and she ran the marathon in 6:27.
Really?
I was following her on my phone, and I saw that she was coming down Boylston, and I looked and I said, oh my gosh, there are her 3 sons. They were running the last stretch with her on Boylston Street.
That's
How cool is
awesome.
that?
What a great story.
She's not happy with the time, though. She's going to run Providence this year, and she says she will be back and run the Boston Marathon again, and she's going to do better. Pretty cool.
Up next, we get another good one.
Yeah, Lachance, a slugger from Plymouth, headed to Williamsport to compete in the Little League Home Run Derby. I got my cleats dirty on this one. This summer, we made the trip to Plymouth to meet 12-year-old Lachance, who was hitting home runs at an incredible rate. Days before we met, he had qualified for the National Little League Home Run Derby. He did so at the park where the Atlanta Braves play. Needless to say, we were impressed. How many home runs have you hit?
56.
In games, dating back to when?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, one of his biggest fans was with him every step of the way. But today, Kai's mom, Michelle, is no longer here. At least not physically. Last October, Michelle passed away, a victim of lung cancer, so she never got to see her son hit in the home of the Braves.
I was in tears most of the time, thinking of his mom and how, what she would think if she was here.
Baseball has been the medicine of choice for the Lachance family as they continue to grieve the loss of their wife and mom.
I've been his coach for a couple of years now, so we've, as a community, all been in it together. The league and the town has really rallied around the family, and baseball has been a nice outlet for the family, for Kai, his little brother also. We have them all here, spending a lot of time on these fields, and it's a nice distraction for sure.
The best way to showcase the slugger, just let him do his thing. This is odd because typically you want to try to strike a batter out, but now we're on the same team. This is teamwork here. So is there any specific place you like the ball to be?
Just put it right in the middle.
Y'all ready? Yeah. We got people over the fence? Yes! That's pretty good. Are you thinking home run first?
Yeah.
You are. So you're thinking go deep first.
Yeah.
Get out. Nice! Hey, we're not allowed to rob him of a home run. We're all on the same team here. There you go. Do you think he'd be open to a home run hitting contest with me?
Sure. Yeah. I think he'd beat you.
5 swings me, 5 swings you. Then we'll do it again. Whoever's got the most after 10.
Yeah.
What are the stakes?
I don't know.
Bragging rights?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, bragging rights it is. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's a homer. 1 for 2. Oh, no. Base hit, but not a homer. Oh, 4 swings. I've only got 1. Ah! Popped it up. All right, Kai. 5 swings, 1 homer.
Okay.
Get to it.
There's 1. Should be.
All right, we're tied.
Oh.
Take a breath. Oh, all right, we're tied. Okay. We both have the ability to do a lot better than that. Round 2, we've both got 1. Can you beat a 12-year-old? Let's go. Oh, man. There's 1. So 2 total. Oh, all right, I need to get 1 more out of here. There it is. All right, stay fair. Okay, so we got a total of 3.
Yeah.
So 2 to tie, 3 to win. Go get it. Not gonna get there? All right, there's 1. That's 2. 1 swing to win. You got it?
Yeah.
We are replicating the pressure of Williamsport. 1 Lachance to win. Oh!
Yeah.
Boom, you got it! As you see this magical ride continuing, do you get the sense that he does have a little guardian angel on his shoulder?
Absolutely. You know it's there. We're all hoping for the best. We know he's got the physical talent to finish this thing.
I would say baseball has really gotten us through the past 6 months. It's been tough. It's just we're constantly playing and he's doing well and we're enjoying watching him.
What a great family, huh?
Anytime you can have some fun with somebody like that in the middle of a story. Anybody got a story like that for 2020, send it my way. I love getting involved. He was fun.
And he didn't win at Williamsport, but he represented Plymouth proud.
Yeah, did a great job. Listen, when you're going up against the top sluggers in the country, it's going to take a lot to win. Now, he hit 5 home runs in the first round. The kid who led after the first round had 12. Yeah, so, I mean, you're talking about the best of the best, and I'm sure he'd say he could probably have a better day, but what an experience to be out there and represent Massachusetts in the way he did.
What a name, Kai Lachance.
Oh, it's awesome, right?
Gotta love it. One final feature coming up, the power of the X-Man in Canton. One of our best stories of the year, honestly so. Come back, and you gotta see this. And we finish our Boston 25 Sports In-Depth Year in Review with the story of the X-Man from Canton, a young man who had a near brush with death, but a huge comeback. With the help of Canton High basketball coach Ryan Gordy and his mantra, honor the process.
For those of you who are going through hard times out there, you just have to find the inner strength. Honor the process, all right?
Honor the process is what Ryan Gordy's Canton High basketball players live by.
So honor the process is, our whole program is it's the foundation.
You don't take what you have for granted.
We say the secret to basketball is it's not about basketball.
That's the secret to basketball. It's not about basketball.
Xavier Machuga and Ryan Gordy have a special relationship.
He's his mentor. Xavier looks up to him like no other. They had an instant bond.
Growing up on the streets in Bristol, Connecticut, Xavier was hanging with the wrong crowd and heading in a bad direction.
I was heading down the wrong path already.
So Mom decided it was time for a fresh start, taking her 2 boys and moving north to Canton, Mass. And X was flourishing, loving school and playing basketball for Coach Gordy until May 5th, 2017. X came home after school with a headache.
He came home from school. Mom, my head hurts. I'm like, all right, you know, maybe we need to take some Tylenol and rest a little bit. He said, no, Mom, my head really hurts. And at that point, it went from 0 to 100. I said, okay, I'm gonna call 911. This was something serious that was happening.
X passed out in the ambulance on the way to Norwood Hospital. A CAT scan revealed bleeding in his brain. Immediately transported to Mass General, he had emergency brain surgery that night. Suffering an aneurysm, X basically stayed in a coma for nearly a month. What scared you?
The thought of losing him. It's a terrifying feeling.
Unable to walk or talk, X was transferred to Spalding Rehab. Katrina basically moved in. Coach Gordy came to visit frequently, always talking with him about the team and letting him know everybody was thinking about him. And then, a moment.
And I grabbed his hand, and he was squeezing my hand.
And when I walked in the door, he said, hi, Mom. And I just lost it.
X was back, not fully, he may never be, but the road back had begun. Months of physical therapy, Xavier finally came home and went back to school and rejoined his brother Bulldogs.
He first wasn't supposed to be able to breathe on his own, did that, wasn't supposed to be able to eat, wasn't supposed to be able to talk, wasn't supposed to be able to walk, and you know, here he is.
His comeback became a school-wide crusade called Soldier X.
He's a soldier. Your generic soldier is like never gonna give up. That's exactly what X is.
Soldier X leading up to Tuesday night, January 15th, 20 months after he almost died.
X-Man, I'm coaching for you tonight. Okay? It's been a long road. I'm proud of you. I love you to death. And I can't wait to coach this game in your honor tonight. We love you, buddy.
One more step for the mission to be complete. The X-Man returns to the court.
Something I'll remember forever.
You know, when we talk about him being a special person and a special young man, I mean, I've learned way more from him than I could ever give him.
He's taught me a lot, believe it or not.
You know, if you had to do it all over again, you wouldn't have had the aneurysm, I would imagine.
Yes, I would.
You would have.
Yeah. If I had not had the aneurysm, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
What I remember about this is that we ran it right before the Super Bowl. So we go down to Atlanta, Butch, and I can't tell you how many people I ran into and said, man, that story about the kid from Canton, unbelievable.
Well, he's continuing to inspire people. Tommy's a freshman at Curry College, majoring in business. He's writing a book called Soldier X.
Good for him.
He wants to do motivational speaking.
He'll be great
on top
at it.
of that. When he graduated from Canton High School, get this, they named 2 awards after him. The Soldier X Award, which went to a basketball player, and the Xavier Machuga Award, which went to him. That wasn't good enough for him. He gave the award to a classmate by the name of Rose Geftias. She had medical problems of her own, but she had an inspirational story that came back to school and he gave it to her. And then get this, do you remember 2 summers ago we did the story on Chase Buckman? Yep. We're gonna show you some video of Chase here. Chase had Erb's palsy. He's going to Curry College. When I got on the phone with X the other day, he tells me, Chase and I are best friends.
Makes
Guy we
sense.
did features on.
Let's get some quick updates. We caught up with Samantha Mewis this year from Whitman-Hanson High School. To the U.S. national team she went. She did well, 2 goals, 3 assists. In 6 matches, they won the title yet again. And then the Sweetheart of the Year award goes to Michaela Page, an incredible runner from Tewksbury. She truly is the girl to beat. She's only a junior. Take a look at what she accomplished as a sophomore. Division III records in 2 different events, state champ in the 800, named Massachusetts Gatorade Track and Field Athlete of the Year, finished 3rd in the 800 at Nationals, which earned her All-American status.
So
Not
hard
bad.
to pick these. One of my personal favorite stories was Rich Hill in memory of his son Brooks, the Field of Genes Foundation. By the way, a latest story, he's rehabbing his elbow, and the Red Sox have shown interest in bringing him back.
We've had a pretty good year, and thanks, of course, to our friends at Adicia, who continue to change the world by feeding the malnutritioned children, and it is amazing the work that they do, amazing the work that we've done this year. Stick with us for 2020, and thanks for watching tonight.